A long time ago, in a small village surrounded by green hills, there lived a blacksmith. He was kind and hard-working, known for making strong tools and sharp blades. One evening, after finishing his day's work, the blacksmith placed 3 iron rods beside the furnace. They were long, cold, and silent, waiting for their turn to be shaped. As the blacksmith went home to rest, the 3 rods began talking to each other in the quiet of the workshop. The first rod sighed and said, "Every day I see him turning others into beautiful things. Swords, tools, even decorations. But he never touches us. We've been lying here for months. Maybe we're not good enough." The second rod replied, "You're right. I wish I could become a shining sword. People would respect me. I'd be used by brave warriors and admired by everyone." The third rod stayed silent for a while, then said softly, "I don't know what I want to become, but I believe our time will come. Maybe the blacksmith has a plan for us." The first rod laughed. "A plan? We're just old pieces of metal. We're not special. Look at that bright sword hanging on the wall. That's what real iron should become." The second rod nodded in agreement. "Yes, the blacksmith doesn't even look at us anymore." But the third rod smiled quietly and whispered, "Patience, my friends. Maybe we're waiting for something greater." A few days later, the blacksmith finally came to the workshop. He picked up the first rod and said, "This one will make a strong hammer." The rod felt proud. "Yes, finally, I will become something useful." The blacksmith placed the rod into the red-hot fire. The heat was unbearable. The rod screamed, "It's burning! Stop! I can't take this!" The blacksmith didn't stop. He pulled it out and struck it again and again with a heavy hammer. Sparks flew. The metal cried with every hit. After hours of shaping, the first rod finally became a hammer. But deep inside, it wasn't happy. It thought, "I wanted to be a sword, shiny and admired. Instead, I'm just a tool that hits others all day." It looked at its rough surface and felt worthless. A few days later, the blacksmith picked up the second rod. He said, "This one will be turned into a horseshoe." The second rod was excited. "At least I'll be useful to someone," it thought. But as the fire burned and the hammer struck, the rod screamed louder than before. The blacksmith bent it into shape and cooled it down. When it was ready, he nailed it to the hoof of a horse. The rod cried out in pain again. "Why this? Why do I have to be under someone's foot forever? This isn't what I wanted." The horse ran happily through the fields, but the horseshoe only felt the pain of every step. "I wanted to shine in the sunlight," it whispered, "not be buried in mud." Weeks passed. Only one rod was left, the third one. It had watched its friends go through pain and disappointment. Now it was afraid. When the blacksmith finally came, he picked it up gently and said, "This one will take time." He placed the rod into the furnace. The fire roared. The rod trembled in fear, but it remembered its own words. Maybe we're waiting for something greater. So it stayed quiet. It endured the fire. It trusted the blacksmith's hands. For days, the blacksmith worked on it carefully. He melted, shaped, polished, and curved it. Unlike the others, he didn't rush. He treated it with patience. Finally, after many days, the blacksmith lifted the finished piece. It was not a hammer, it was not a horseshoe. It was a beautiful bell, shining, golden in color with a sweet, pure sound. When the blacksmith struck it gently, the bell sang a soft, melodic tone that filled the workshop. It was music, something no other tool could make.
The blacksmith smiled and said, "You will hang in the village temple. Your sound will call people to prayer every morning." The bell couldn't believe it. It was speechless with joy. The next morning, as the sun rose, the bell was hung high in the temple. When the blacksmith rang it, its voice spread across the village, soft, calm, and full of peace. People stopped to listen. Children smiled. Birds flew away with the sound. And far away in the workshop, the hammer and the horseshoe heard the bell's song. They recognized the voice. It was their old friend, the third rod. The hammer said, "Listen to that. It's so beautiful. We thought we were unlucky, but look at him now. He became something so special." The horseshoe sighed. "Yes, but I guess we're not meant for that. Maybe we're just ordinary," but the bell's gentle sound reached them again. It seemed to say, "No, my friends. We all have different purposes. You shape things, you help people move forward, and I remind them to be grateful. None of us is less. We're all part of something bigger." The hammer and the horseshoe fell silent. For the first time, they understood that being different didn't mean being less. Each had a purpose. Each had meaning. Life is like that blacksmith's workshop. We all go through heat, pain, and pressure. Some people become teachers, some artists, some helpers, some leaders. Each one has a different shape, a different sound, a different purpose. Just because your path looks different doesn't mean you are behind. Don't compare your journey with others. Maybe someone shines today, but your time will come. And when it does, you'll understand why you had to wait. Remember, the bell was made last, but it was made to sing forever. So if you ever feel that you're not good enough, if you ever think others are better, remember the story of the 3 iron rods. Don't lose hope in your waiting. Don't doubt your worth in your silence, because your fire, your struggle, is shaping you into something beautiful. You're not less than anyone. You're just becoming who you're meant to be. If this story touched your heart, hit like to support this message. Share this video with someone who needs a little light today. And before you go, comment, "I'm enough," so we know your heart beats with ours. Thank you for listening. And remember, your time will come. And when it does, you'll shine in your own way.